in times there's no fun for anyone. Everyone is frustrated. You miss your goal, you get frustrated. But you know what's nice about street racing? You can race someone now and lose and go back and race again. But now things have changed. When the dragy was introduced, now everyone is a dragy racer. Now a 9-second car can't race a 10-second car. A supercar can't race this person because no, my time is different than yours. We were arguing in the group as well, but your goals were not met. You're never gonna have a 9-second car. I kept quiet. Went outside, took the car, went to the street, ran the time, came back, posted it, 9-9.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 4. We have the infamous Litha here today. Litha, thanks for joining us.
How's it, Rahul?
Well-known celebrities in the street scene.
Okay, I'll let that slide.
Litha, tell us, how did your journey start with racing and fast cars, and where did the passion and the love for cars start with you?
Okay guys, I'm quickly going to interrupt this video. The podcast where Cobus was kind enough to sponsor us 2 shirts. This is going to be an ongoing thing, so on every video we will pick a random comment and someone in the comments will win a shirt. Like I say, Cobus was kind enough to sponsor us 2 shirts. I'm going to pick 2 winners. You guys can reach out to me on Instagram. Send me a screenshot of your Google account to confirm that it was you that placed the comment, and we'll be in contact to send the shirts out. Let's get the first winner picked. The first winner is a random username. They commented CCD video to the top. So if it was you, please reach out to us on Instagram. And our second winner was Rogan Carpenter. He left a comment, God bless you. So if you could please reach out to us on Instagram, and we'll send the shirts out to you. Before we continue, please roast Rahul in the comments. He was fidgeting with his mic before the podcast started and he managed to put it on mute. Thanks, Rahul.
I come from the Eastern Cape. Racing in the Eastern Cape and Joburg are worlds apart. In the Eastern Cape, it's never about who has the faster car, but who is the better driver. So when we challenge each other, there's a road from East London to Kai Cuttings. It's about 60 kilometers. That's where we test. Yeah. There's livestock, there's trucks, there's cars, there's everything there. But we used to test each other there. Ne? But obviously we used to do 120 to get only 120. Ne? So I got to Joburg, and one day the guy said, let's do a breakfast run to some place outside Pretoria. So we drove there, we got there, we had breakfast. And they found an empty stretch of road, and they said, let's drag race. I was like, what's drag racing? And they paired me up with a 7R. I had an RS3 at the time. That Golf just disappeared. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I read car magazines, and car magazines told me that the RS3 was faster than the Golf. I didn't know anything about tuning.
So at that time you were driving the RS3?
The RS3. I only had the downpipe. So because of the sound, and they chowed me. Then a 135 beat me. I could not understand. Then I went to a friend of mine. What's happening? And then he told me. Then I was like, oh, okay. What do I need to do? So I must tune your car. So I went to these guys. I got a hybrid, intercooler intake, methanol kit, whatever. And then I felt the power. And then I went again, and I would sleep on the line because I was not used to it. So they would beat me all the time. I'm very competitive until I learned how to launch. And not to jump, how to launch. I used to sleep, yeah. And then started winning. It was fun. Then I ordered the new RS3, the V2, and the TTRS. So, but Audi only gave me the spec I wanted from the TTRS. On the RS3, it was a basic RS3. So I didn't trade in my RS3. I just took the TT. And then drove the RS3. Then one day, by mistake, I did fit in the downpipe by mistake. I drove the TTRS, not knowing. And I actually raced it against my RS3, and it beat it. And I was shocked. And then I went to race a friend of mine, Daniel, and I beat him. And I beat MMK on it. And then suddenly people got wind that actually this Dazza is quick. And then I started giving people a head start just to see how it is. And then I was too confident. And then a guy by the name of Stana, who was the local celeb, he had a TTS at the time, beat me by an inch. Ne? But everyone celebrated because I was winning a lot.
Yeah.
And then Louis called me and said, hey, Gamla, come see me.
Yeah.
And then he says, but listen, I've got a package for you for your car. I said, okay, what must we do? I'd listen, don't buy anything. I'm going to fit everything into your car. If you like it, you can pay for it. If you don't like it, we'll take it out.
Yeah.
No issues. Dropped my car off on Tuesday, picked it up on Thursday, and I drove to the car wash, chilled there with the boys. So late in the afternoon, and my car was running 11.7 at the time because we had draggies. So I picked it up, and then I found the stretch of road. I was like, okay, let me just test what's happening here. The car ran 10.9 on the street. And
That was fast back then.
Back
What
then,
we didn't know. We didn't know the potential
yes,
of Dazza.
this was 2018, early 2018. And it was the time MMK just ran 10.9 and everyone was excited.
And he
For,
struggled to run at 10, and it took him some time. To
yes,
run at 10.
for anyone to run 10s. And I did it on the street. I was like, what the hell is happening? That I must be a fluke. I did it again, 10.997, 10.991. And that particular weekend, there was a race at Val Airstrip. And I went there with the guys, and we didn't tell anyone the car was tuned. So when we got there, the thing that showed everyone, it had a QT sticker. So people realized that something's different.
Yeah.
And I had lowered the car as well. So I lined up next to a Turbo S before people knew that they could race supercars.
Yeah.
And gee, beat the Turbo S, I beat the R8, I started beating a Ferrari, I started beating supercars.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to secret location, and then I'll test against bikes, and then I tested against S1000, and then the development started there.
Yeah.
And then that's when we ended up doing 10.6 on the street at the time, the stock turbo, then we put in a hybrid, and then we went 10.2, and then raced everyone, and then I was like, okay, I just need to go a little bit faster. Then I got the...
Enough is never enough. You always
Never.
want a little bit more.
Never.
And it takes one race for you to lose, and then you want more.
One
Sometimes
more.
you just get
Yes.
used to the car.
Yes.
Funny enough that you talk about secret location. I don't know if you're aware that it's not a secret location.
No,
That
it's
place
not.
has been racing for
Yes,
like
I know.
since the 80s. I think it was called, not Rainbow, there's another Black Rock. I think it was called Black
Yeah.
Rock. I saw Madala's racing there
Yes.
back in the day.
I saw the videos, and it had grandstands
Grandstand,
and all,
100%,
yeah.
Yeah, so that wasn't really a secret.
Yes.
location. But yeah, Litha, I know obviously you used to do a lot of legal street racing.
Of course. Always legal.
Well, yeah, always legal. And always kept to the speed limit.
I've got 120.
What's your preference? What's your choice? Street racing, track
Street
racing?
racing. Street racing.
Why?
Guys, we need to race for fun. Nah? In times, there's no fun for anyone. Everyone is frustrated. You miss your goal, you get frustrated. Tuners get sworn by the clients, and especially when they don't meet the target. But you know what's nice about street racing? You can race someone now and lose and go back and race again.
Yes, yeah.
And then you can laugh about it, you can make fun of each other, and you can have 10 races. But now things have changed. When the dragy was introduced, now everyone is a dragy racer.
Yes, 100%.
Now, a 9-second car can't race a 10-second car. A supercar can't race this person because, no, my time is different than yours.
Yeah.
Find a way to have fun. So a friend of mine, Daniel, has got an M4. Obviously, it can't get off the line. So we find ways to entertain each other. Not people, but entertain each other, because I love racing and he loves racing. So we'll stand on the line and I'll tell him to go. And then I would leave whenever I feel like leaving. And then I'll play catch up, and sometimes I'll win and sometimes I'll lose. But guys nowadays, they fear losing so much that they don't want to race. They sway each other on groups. I mean, we have a group called Race Wars. It's the most toxic group ever made.
But you CEO of that group.
I'm an admin there. We have fun there. Yeah, so I prefer street racing.
Yeah.
I don't care about the times. If it runs the time, it runs the times.
I think, again, also from a street racing aspect, why a lot of people it's died down in the sense that it's not as fun anymore. Social media is a powerful thing.
Yes.
You know, people don't want to see. People don't like losing in general. No one likes to
Yes.
lose. I mean, yourself, you're competitive. I'm competitive. I don't
Yeah.
like losing.
Yeah.
Look, I'll race anything that comes in. It's
course.
obviously within measure. I'm not going to race a jet car with the donkey.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, people don't want to have their video on Instagram and Facebook of them losing. And
Yeah.
obviously now the new thing is hazards. It's not a new thing. It's something old, but you know
Yeah.
that hazards. When that hazards
Hit you.
It doesn't sunk in until you see the hazards. Then it's something, and then you're angry. So yeah, no, definitely. You've obviously moved on to a newer platform now. I don't know if you're okay with touching on that topic. I mean, Dazza, we knew you made the. I wouldn't say you made the Dazza scene famous, but you brought it more openly to everyone. That you made it more visible as to what's the potential of a Dazza. I mean, your TT artists, I'm sure you got videos that we'll share, we'll put in there that of you racing on the street legally, and on the track, giving head starts. Oh, talking about head starts again, you were one of the first cars that I saw beat a bike. That's where I had hope, and I had my obviously to race bikes.
Yeah.
But before, a bike was always faster than a car.
Yes.
It just how it was.
Yeah.
Now, until again, like you said, the Dazzas came along. So yeah, let's talk about the new platform that you're on now, compared to your Dazza.
The BMW.
BMW. G18 specific.
As a daily, it's fun. It gives you whatever you want. It handles well, it's quick, and you often ask yourself, why do we even need to mod this thing? Because it's too perfect.
Yeah.
To the Dazza, it still has a long way to go. Okay, it's quick up until I think 10 to 10.4. It stands there, it parks there. It struggles from
In terms of reliability, or what you mean?
Power to get the numbers that you want.
Okay.
I mean, for us, for the Dazza platform, moving from 10 to 9s, it was an overnight thing.
Yeah.
And moving from 9s to 8s, it wasn't that easy, but it got there very much quicker than it is with the G80. I mean, Dazza guys, I mean, we often say Dazza Buffet. And I still love Dazza, I won't lie. And my preference, I've always wanted to do 9.1 on the street or 9.0. I don't think it's going to be possible with the G80 now. So for it to do that, you have to go single turbo. And I heard that from reliable sources that you can't do it with a twin turbo. Yeah. You have to build a new kit, and that's what the guys in the US are doing. Yeah. That's why they're running 8s. They're only doing it with the single turbos. Yeah. And I think that cost, I had the cost. A friend of mine from Botswana is building one, and he went to the overseas guys and spoke to them. The guy, you know that one stock?
Yes, one stock.
Yeah, his tune is doing his car. Okay. So he went overseas, he spoke to them, and they told him all the secrets and the prices. Compared to the Dazza, it's a bit hefty.
So, where, like we're talking about the turbo kit, if I look at what the US dollar is at the moment, obviously exchange rate, it sounds expensive for us. But, and I try to explain to people, if a person can build a 500 kilo, if someone can build a 1,000 horsepower Dazza manifold here, the principle is the same on a 1,000 horsepower G80.
Yes.
So there's no need, again, we glorified IROS.
Of course.
IROS had Dazzas before we did.
Yeah.
They had 2 years or 3 years on us.
On development, yeah.
And from a funding and a pricing, they could do it, on a bigger scale. So I also feel that as South Africans, when we went with drag cars to the US for nationals and stuff like that, we shined, in the categories that we were. I sometimes think that as South Africans, we over-glorify the Americans and think that they the gods. Yeah. It's there.
No, very true.
But why need to go and get a big turbo kit from them? We've seen it with my customer that's on a 30 BMW, the 30 group and the 40 group and stuff. Everyone is like, oh, I've got this American kit. A manifold is a manifold. True. I'm not comparing a backyard build compared to a properly fabricated manifold, but there's people in our country that can build.
Well, fabrication on my TTRS was done by you. So I get it. Even Louis now on his G80, he bought to develop his car. Yeah. And he's using South African developments. He's going to fabricate here. In SA, he's going to do the gearbox here. Yeah. He's going to do the engine here. He's not going to send it to Pure in the US. Yeah. He's not sending it. He's going to do everything here. If it holds, it works, then it's easy for us to come to the platform. So yes, so want to do South African, obviously.
And I think, a lot of people don't realize that as tuners, we take a lot, well, not everyone, but we take it upon ourselves to be the guinea pigs.
Yes.
I rather, and again, cars break. In all
Yes.
platforms, the stock car breaks, a modified car breaks. It's going to happen, it's part of the sport. But I feel that it's the tuner's onus to take the responsibility upon himself to use his car as a guinea pig. Unless you have a customer that's okay
But-
being the guinea pig.
Here's the thing. There was a podcast as well, motorsport. This guy says, if you can't afford to buy your engine twice, to buy your mods twice,
Yeah.
stay away from tuning. Because if we look at F1, those cars break.
And there's millions.
And there's millions of R&D spent on those things. Those cars break. Every motorsport cars break. NASCAR, whatever car, bikes, they all break. I don't know why it's a taboo thing. If your car breaks in SA, people are making fun of it. If Rahul, yes, if you go and take your car to the limits, something is going to happen.
100%.
If it breaks, it's mechanical.
But a stock car also breaks, my point.
And the
exactly.
stock car breaks as well. And there's loads of R&D that's done to them. So why is it such a big thing if your car breaks? So what? Just fix your car, go out, race again. That's it.
I just think also, like, if you got it on the nail there, like, people also don't realize that what it takes, in the starting of the first podcast that we did, we said the people don't know the late hours, the hassling, the
No.
struggling, the testing.
Yes.
They only see, Litha went
Yes,
fast. and
yes.
ran
Now
it.
I want that.
Now I want that. They don't know what has transpired in the background to get there, to achieve it.
Yes.
So people need to be aware and made aware of this. But back to being a tuner, being the guinea pig, like Louis now doing with the G80, it's a good thing because he's going to open the platform and say, like Sherwin did with the Supercars,
Yes.
they found local solutions for
Yes.
the gearboxes,
Of
not
course.
just for the pure drivetrain,
Yeah.
side shafts and things like that.
course.
So it's good that Louis is taking the initiative upon himself to develop that platform.
Of course.
And I mean, he's done well with other platforms as well. So yeah, well, he's
Exception-
done amazing with
exceptionally well.
But we're going to have him on the next podcast. So definitely have a chat with him because obviously he holds multiple records in
Yeah.
the PlayStation category as such, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
What do they call it, a PlayStation?
Funny story, we'll actually we'll get an old school racer here and ask them why they call it PlayStation. So not going to mention names now, but we had a PlayStation car, so a 10-second 7-off that we did a while back for Tyre from Joe Autotech. He's got BMWs that go over 300 Ks an hour on the 1K and stuff like that. So he's also got old school cars, but for some reason he just loves his PlayStation Golf.
Yes.
His tuner at the time, or still his tuner, said, listen, what do you all know about drag racing? I'm an old school drag racer. So we put him in the Golf.
Yeah.
He struggled. He went slower. So, the Madalas like saying PlayStation cars. I guess it's because you jump in and you drive. Again, no one has sat and experienced it that you don't just jump in and drive.
Yes.
Like, I know for the fact
I
car
thought
has a
myself,
happy
yes.
spot. I have to shift at a certain spot
Yeah.
on certain gears and
Yes.
he's happy. So it's not all that PlayStation as such.
Definitely not. Give any old school guy this new car and says, well, okay, do what you think you can do.
Yeah.
They will miss it and they will need a week to learn those things as well. I mean, guys, technology moves. I hear racers will say, no, a manual car is a driver's car. I want to get to the finish line quicker than the other person.
Yeah.
What do I need? I need a DSG, I need a ZF gearbox, I need something that's going to change the gears quicker.
Yeah.
And they say, these guys who are into track racing, they always say, no, I'm a better driver, I'm a good driver. You are only a good driver for 400 meters. Other people are good drivers for an entire lap.
Yeah.
Others are good drivers for 60 laps. Guys, let's not undermine each other. If you're good at what you do, allow the other guy to be good at what he does without undermining them.
100%.
And it's sad that we have to fight for these silly things, but guys, racing is fun though.
I love the racing scene. We spoke about that racing wars group and the amount of toxic
Yeah.
conversations that go on there. The sad part is we actually all the same. In the
Yes.
sense that we all like racing,
Of course.
we all like fast cars, we
Yes.
like modifying cars. We share the same passion. We at the same racetrack, the same events. Why can't we all be happy for one another? Because you always hear a story, you've seen it for yourself. And I've also experienced it. You run a
They've
time
hated
with
me.
your car. Yeah, 100%. You run a time with your car, but he ran it without seats. Or
Yes.
he ran it because he hadn't had his
Yes.
spare wheel. There's always
Yes.
something but a but to your
Yes.
achievement instead of just.
Yes.
And we've also seen it with the older school drag
Yes.
cars. Again, I've got friends that that race and drag the old school cars that build them.
Yeah.
I myself was also building one. And I see there's politics all down. I think we need to learn to share and exactly like you said, don't undermine the next person.
Yeah.
Let's all clap hands for whoever achieves
Yes.
and move on. Because at the end of the day, you're not always going to be the fastest.
Because when Dazza went into 9 seconds, I said to Louis, it's all good. Can I have my 9 seconds on the street?
Yeah.
Full trim. And he looked at me and said, hey, Ngamla, you're asking a lot. But let's try.
Yeah.
And we built the car. I went out on the street, did 10-0. And we went to Midval. It ran about probably 10 times 10-0, 10-0. Only we realized it had a boost leak. We didn't know. And then we took it back to the shop. We fixed it. And then we were arguing in the group as well. But yeah, your goals were not met. You're never going to have a 9-second car. I kept quiet. Went outside, took the car, went to the street, ran the time, came back, posted it, 9-9.
I remember you even posted that 9-9 on the
Yeah.
highway group as
Yes.
well. And not long after that, you came and took me for a spin. I still think you dragged with two of us in the car,
Yeah.
10-2 on the
Yes,
slope.
yeah. And it was slipping at the time.
It was just in that day,
Yeah.
100%.
And then we changed clutches. Then the car was comfortable at 9-8. Actually, it was comfortable at 9-7. If I made a mistake, it would do 9-8.
Yeah,
And this was 2021.
that's some time back. A lot has changed from then to now.
Now the development is there. Now I'm sure these cars now probably can do 9.3, 9.2 on the street fully if they done that. I mean, Louis' car ran 9.86. So you put everything on the street in Joburg, it can easily do 9.2 that thing.
Look, people don't understand also things take time.
Yes.
Again, the platform, yes, we got it here 2018, late 2017, 2018,
Yeah.
but started developing only after that and learning. And still today, there's R&D being done. It's only going to get faster. Same like as something as like a 7R that came on in 2014. I know a company now overseas just ran an 8.7.
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, if you told me 3 years ago,
a Golf,
my Dazza that a Golf was
to 8 seconds, yeah.
I tell you, you're smoking you're smoking the strongest of things you'll ever find. But it's now happening. And I mean, 8.7 for a car that's only been to the track a few times. So I'm sure, obviously, Dazza's still going to grow. G80 is obviously...
But brother, when I saw that G80 at Midval doing 9.3, that's when I said, okay, this is what I want.
Yeah.
This, I think
street tires. With the
Yes.
tires, it comes out.
Yes.
Yeah. And funny enough, the car goes faster with the interior than without.
Yes. And I was like, you know what? This is the car that I want. Because I love where this platform is going. If at this short period of time, it's running that kind of time, I can imagine in 12 months' time what's going to happen when new things come out. So I'm hoping when those things come out, I'm around to do those things.
No, I'm
So
sure you will be. You're still young. You're only a bit grey, yeah.
stressed by Mesh and them.
Mesh keeps us all stressed, bro. Hey, Mesh is a stressful kid. That's
Yeah, he's the king of race wars.
But you know what? Mesh keeps us going. In the sense that
Yes.
he stirs shit with everybody.
Yes.
That's why
No. One thing about him, he doesn't speak about one person only.
Yeah.
He doesn't fight with,
Everybody.
he fights with everyone. So
And his own tune also.
equal opportunity for everyone.
Gets chowed.
Everyone
Last
gets
night I
it.
had my take at Mesh.
I saw that.
Hey guys, I'm here. Don't talk like I'm not.
Yeah, so Litha, obviously, like we said, you didn't tell me what was your first car. You missed that part. What was your first car? Your first car that you ever got?
Baki.
Was yours.
It was a van.
What Baki?
It was a nice Suzu.
Did you ever try going on the gravel road and drifting it?
Yes, we drove it fast on the gravel road.
Okay.
In the Eastern Cape, we used to have T-shirts that used to say, life begins at 280 km per hour on a bend.
But did that Baki ever get you 280?
No. But we used to beat fast cars with them because we could turn them in corners. You see, you can buy in Joburg, ne? All these BMW guys who say they are good drivers, who can drive, they can't. They know how to spin only, and they think that...
So BMW owner here.
No offense taken because again, I don't mind telling them they can't drive. They can only afford these cars. You see, we used to drive high speed in corners, circuit in the circuit, not on the street. But we used to go high speed on corners. And I realized that these guys, they don't know how to do it. And they always make fun of Dazza guys. But, you guys can't drive. We can drive in the M4s. But on these M4s, the only thing they know how to do is just to spin here. Spin is about 40 km per hour. That's just
And some of them get it wrong. We've seen it before,
Yes.
especially mashers guys.
Yeah, they end up in pavements, up the hill. I
On
swear.
the roof.
How these guys? No, Dazza is life.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm G80 now. I'm back to M, but back to M.
So now we're going to put you on our plate, real G.
There,
Real GGP.
I doubt I'm gonna have plates, but we'll see. Cameras in Joburg, a bit rough, eh?
No, it's hard.
No, they're a bit rough. In one day, you can get 10 tickets.
Easy.
Yeah, so
Converts his life.
definitely, definitely. So, have you left Dazza?
No, I haven't. I haven't left any platforms. My customers got it, so it's still here. But yes, I've left.
So, into bikes now?
Somewhat, yeah. So the bike was just something different for me in the sense that cars got boring.
Okay. We have to start something new, man. You see, at Midval, I don't know, is it safety thing? Why the long swing, it can't race with a car?
No. Bikes in general, not to race with the car. From a safety aspect, most of the cars enclosed you have. So I'm not going to mention names, the incident that happened at Mkuzi.
Yeah.
It was a four-wheel drive car that lost control.
Yes.
Spun out. So if it hits a bike, me on a bike, I've got no protection.
Yeah, but at that speed, if another bike hits another bike at that speed,
But it's
you have no...
unlikely for a bike to hit another bike, the likelihood of it. Look, at that same event, I was racing against cars. I did it. I lined up
Yes.
against cars. So... But let me be very honest with you, I don't think there's a car that's going to catch a bike on the track.
Why?
No.
Why?
We're going 8.4s, 8.3s. There's no PlayStation that's doing that here.
How many were doing 8.3s?
There's
Most-
183. Okay, I'm slow. You're gonna pick on me.
Yes.
I'm like 9.2s, 9.3s.
Exactly. So
But
why can't
see
we
my
race
reaction
you?
in my 60-foot, I am gonna jump you like bombs.
But we're gonna catch you.
I'm gonna jump you like bombs. Okay.
Never. You're gonna red line.
Yeah, that's fine. That's street racing.
I once raced a friend of mine in a long swim, swim.
Extended, yeah.
Yes, in an S1000 at secret location. He didn't jump me. I slept.
Yeah.
Ne? But I caught him
Yeah.
at the end.
No, you will, because your exit was 100% you.
Yes.
But see, again, I never knew. When I had my RS3, I was racing also
Yes.
bikes on the street. But the bikes I know of now and that we ride, I wouldn't race because we're talking 260 foot, 1.3.
Yes, on the track, but on the
track,
street.
yeah, on the street, no. Look, I was not going to ride my bike on the street. I'm done.
Why?
It's not safe anymore.
What do you mean?
How many times have you sat on your phone and swerved accidentally to the left?
No. I mean racing at ODI, racing at secret location. You can't.
I'll race at the track. Track only. Midval, at Talton.
Why? Because one advantage of the track bite.
One, yes, and there's a likelihood of no one running across, something happening. At the end of the day, I have to look after myself. Yeah, I've only got one of me. So,
That's the point, man.
oh, man.
Racing is
When
fun.
you get to my age, you'll understand.
Okay, point taken.
Yeah. No, you know what? The bike gives me a different type of thrill from a car point
Nah.
of view. It's the adrenaline. I chase the adrenaline. But I have to do it within reason. I've come short a few times before racing I used to race on the road. Bike,
Yes.
my racing hop or my racing career, I would say, started off at the illegals with the
Yeah.
superbike. It wasn't cars. So I've been there, done
Okay.
that. For me, it's not my cup of tea anymore.
I can't ride. I never wanted to ride. I don't think I have a discipline for the bike. So I've realized that since I was growing up. So I think my aim with the TT was always I need to beat bikes.
Yeah.
That was my goal, is to race a super bike and prove them wrong because there's this guys called the Alpha Team as well. And I once told them that, man, we can beat your S1000. And they were like, never. They came to secret location, hey, one by one, all of them. So we enjoy that thing of bikes versus cars because it wasn't done quite a lot. Yes, because you only see modded versus supercars. And there's this notion of saying supercars are stock. How is a supercar stock? A Turbo S started from a Carrera S, it was modded to 4S, modded to GTS, modded to Turbo S. So it's not stock, that
modified.
thing.
It's from the factory.
Factory, yes.
100%.
Because that thing's, now we also build them from a TTS to whatever it is.
And you know what's the funny part that you say that, you know how many people, when they ask me, okay, what's my line of profession, I tell them what we do, we modify
Yes.
cars. Like, who wants to make a Golf 7 out faster or the RS3? It's so
Sheesh.
fast already.
Yeah.
I'm like, my guy, you haven't experienced
Yeah,
fast.
not at all.
If you think that's fast, no.
Not at all.
I mean, I had the hardest part for me is like when I test drive a car with the customer, like giving me skis. He's like, okay, let's go for a drive. I want to drive my car. This car makes like 30, 40 kilowatts more than stock.
Yeah.
And this oak's like got a smell like this. And it's only making like 230 kilowatts. He's like, yo, this thing is fast. And I'm like, very fast.
Until you add another 200 kilowatts.
No, you have to lie to make them. But you know, again, each to their own. Not everyone is
True.
cut out for it. You know, we had this discussion the other day with a friend. Some of us are just naturals in the sense that some people are afraid of speed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not scared of speed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jump from an aeroplane. I'm never going to do,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
skydiving, shit like that. That's not for me.
But,
So,
but these are guys. I even found something that can overtake the desire and the love that I have for motorsports. I won't lie. So, and it gave me that.
Excluding your wife.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure when
Yes.
she sees this, she's not going to be happy with that statement.
Yes. And I enjoyed. That's why I took out my life into track racing, and it gave me that. It gave me that thing of going to watch. I not that I want to participate all the time. I enjoyed watching. I enjoyed other guys racing and winning and losing. I enjoyed just being there. I'm happy when guys come back, shake hands, and they laugh it off,
Yes.
and they go try again. I mean, if you lose, the least you could do is to go back and say, hey, how did I lose? Oh, my boost pipe was out, this was out, or I need to upgrade this. Just do that and come back and race again, and you might win. Because now you lose one race, people make fun of you, and you're like, I quit.
Quit, yeah.
Yes.
Or if
Why?
it breaks the first time, I quit.
Yes, you quit.
Then this hobby is not for you.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, again, we were talking about secret location. That's obviously closed now.
Yeah.
Deals with speed bumps
It was,
and all
it was
that
closed by mesh.
stuff. Closed by mesh.
Yeah.
So it was a political thing.
Yes. Because they wanted us to go to ODI.
Yeah, I see. Clever move.
Yes, it was. So a businessman.
Where's your favorite place to race?
Secret location.
Secret location. So
Yes.
it was.
It
So you have
was.
to find a new home now.
Yes. Okay. I loved ODI. I won't lie. Nah, I loved ODI. And I had a couple of runs because BMW guys used to say, we'll catch you on the top end. They say, we can't get off the line. So let's do 800 or let's do a kilometer. Only ODI can give you that. And we liked it, but they don't clean it right at the end. And the dirt, I think it can damage the car underneath. So, but ODI, yes. I'll always go to ODI for 800-meter runs or kilometer runs. The drive to ODI and the drive back and trying to exit, I think that guy that runs ODI, he needs to manage those things.
You know, we had obviously another event organizer here, JP from 011 the other day.
Yeah.
And I speak a lot to JP and stuff. Also,
Yes.
you know,
Is he your neighbor?
JP?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I saw a company said JP next door. Oh, okay.
So yeah, look, as an event organizer, you know, I take my hats off to Mash, the risk involved in what he
Yes.
does. The crowd that he brings, he brings a completely different crowd, you know.
Definitely.
And there's fast cars that are there. It's people that we don't even see at a Midval or a Talton or whatever. It's not easy for the Oaks. And from a funding point of view, I think that's where it becomes difficult. Look, sometimes you have to draw the line and say, okay, X and Y needs to be done
Yeah.
to bring more people,
Yes.
to make it more safer. It's like, you know, a customer that's sitting here, he can vouch. I've said, okay, let's go to ODI. I then say, okay, what's the risk versus the reward?
Yes.
Type of thing for me. I'll support MASH, not about not supporting MASH. It's for me, how I look at everything is risk versus reward.
So to create a better ODI, if you can do a tuner wars at ODI, né, and tuners actually put up money, they can hire, I mean, I do events as well. You can do fencing, you can hire fencing for the day, you can hire, okay, sound and everything else, lights, security and
marshals, all that stuff, yeah.
if ever tuners can do that, I mean, if tuners are involved, then there is money to outlay on the event. I know this by doing events because I get a lot of sponsors. If I were to do events with my money and think that I'm going to make a profit from the gate sales, it's never going to happen. Ne? So, but if we were to do tuner wars, we do 400, we do 800, or even do a kilometer. From Monday, they can start cleaning all the way. I mean, the fastest thing in the land was there. Why can't it go back?
Yeah.
Because it's still a good track to do all those things. If ever we decided that, but okay, Let's put up our things and help out Mesh. Let us, as Colab and all these other companies, put up, 10K. And surely a company can raise 10K, 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 and it will make a lot of difference to go race there. It's still the longest track that we have. We don't have other tracks. Midval, okay, ODI still gives you that street racing.
Yeah.
ODI, Midval gives you land track day, and ODI gives you that street racing. You feel like you're still on the street as well. But if it only can be done better, if other companies were to put up. And let me tell you something there. This is what you guys don't get. As a tuning house, you'll get more business on the street than you'll on the track.
100% I will say that. Hence why the golf that I bought
Yes.
was for more for the street.
Exactly. Because you find boys who have bought a 7R. He's never realized his car was slow until he goes to the tracks.
Yeah.
And now suddenly, I want a downpipe. It's a bit quicker. Now, can you do a manifold? Can you do me a hybrid? And then he can learn. That's how I learned as well. By looking at the street in Midrand. And I said, I can add this and add this. And if you guys were to have more presence on the street than on the track, you can actually change the track scene.
It's what I had a discussion with Lloyd the other day. I was like, how much of business does records actually bring?
Nah.
The other day on the group, on the Dazza group, I'm sure you're still on that group.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a screenshot because they evicted me when I sold my RS3. Someone asked, who's the quickest RS3 in the country?
Yeah.
And they didn't give the right answer.
Yes.
And they're also on the group. So that put a light bulb on for me. I'm like, do people actually really care if you're the fastest?
Yeah. So
To a certain point, I think they do, yes.
So here's the thing. The labor of doing the fastest RS3 in the country, the money that you'll make as a tuner, versus 10 guys that come in for minor upgrades. I'm sure the labor, you can make more money there. And where do we find those guys? Not on the track. Those guys are at ODI. Those guys are on the street. I see now they're racing with Carousel. They're on the streets.
Yeah.
And if tuners were to say, okay, we can come as guys and say, well, okay, who's coming today? And then let's put things together. Let's put up safety features so that it's not as dangerous as what people will say. Yeah. And we have companies that say, well, okay, we can sponsor fencing here because, fencing is expensive, but not that expensive. Yeah. So you just need someone who does events to coordinate everything.
100%. So maybe MASH found a collaboration.
That one likes money.
MASH is stubborn.
Yeah, he still wants to do things the Cassie way. Yeah, let it be danger. Then the 9-second cars are not coming anymore. It's only the Sentras beating the BMWs. Hey, that's embarrassing. Hey, that's embarrassing.
I remember you had a gold M3.
And a white M4. And then I sold them.
Went over to Dazza.
Actually, I sold the M3 for the Alpha. I had a bad service with BMW. It was an after service. I didn't enjoy it. And then I was angry. But fortunately, I liked the car that I wanted to buy. And at the time, it was the M3 Iter. And then I got the Julia. And I went after everyone who had a BMW. I raced everyone. I went in for them. And it was taboo for this Alpha because no one knew what that Alpha was. So I raced everyone. I remember I even raced at ODI against a Dazza and I won. Because I knew how to launch that car and it was a great car. It was a driver's car. So people think I hate BMW because of the car. BMW, they have great cars. It's just if ever BMW could just hire right people, they'll have more customers, I can tell you.
So after sales service is a problem.
After sales service is a problem.
I think for us to edit this part of BMW must sponsor us a GET for the day at the track and we edit this part. Other than that, fuck them, we put it there.
Fuck them. You're not editing anything. Yeah, they must know those ones. Yes, they must know.
Shit, we're going to get a lawyer's letter down next year.
I know.
But it's fine, we just pass it over to...
How? So we can't make comments. We bought the cars. They didn't borrow us the cars. Yes. Yeah.
A little buddy tells me that Motorplan snitch could potentially be MASH. What's your feeling on that?
I won't be surprised. Because he knows everything that happens in race wars. He is there.
Yeah, he's there.
We try to remove everyone, but he still knows. Yeah. And the common person there is MASH. Yes.
Litha, I want to say thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Litha, I also want to say thank you for the contribution you've made. I've seen it, the contribution you've made to street racing, to the Dazza community, to the racing community,
Yeah.
as a neutral person that's been with the tuning house for a long
Yeah.
time. You've been neutral, you've congratulated me, you've congratulated
Definitely.
many people that were never in the same tuning house.
Yes.
So thank you for the awesome sportsmanship you've always shown, and has been a friend and just a call away.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, good luck with the new journey on the G80.
Let's see
Can't
how
wait
it
to see.
goes.
Hopefully Mash doesn't put you up there on his Motorplat speech page.
I'm going to ODI with it and see what
Then you
happens.
see, then you're 100% in the
Yes,
know.
yeah.
And that's the way.
So I need to gauge how badly they beat me
Yeah, okay.
so that I can know how far I can take it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Thanks, Rahul.
Thanks, Yash.